right, folks, welcome back. Around the Turn, Blood Feud. We're back at it again. Hatfields, McCoys, Montagues, and Capulets. It's Randy Orton, John Cena. That's what we got here. This is what that is. We'll get to what this show is. If you're a new listener, go over the rules, introduce our guest. But first, want to point out a few things. First off, coming up later today or tomorrow, whenever you're seeing this, the Triple H, the Paul Levesque Horse Player Happy Hour, Matt Bernier, PTF. PTF assured me he's going to look like somebody who just killed Professor Plum in the library with a rope. So that'll be exciting. And Matt Bernier is going to be sitting there. I don't know, just he's devilishly handsome. Would you agree?
He's got a great beard.
Beautiful. He's just a beautiful gentleman. They're going to be taking you through a whole bunch of races. It's a fun time. Join in. I know there's a lot of back and forth with the audience, so get into that and support the good causes they are. Hey, folks, if you're new to the show, this is pretty simple. It's going to go quick. We're looking at Del Mar Friday, the late pick 3 here. Each of our guests are going to get 60 seconds to make a case for their horse. They can't pick the other guy's horse. And then judged by me who makes the best case. Now, coming into this, I think both of these gentlemen would agree. I am stern. I am fair. Like my hero Poop. Okay, I'm stern and fair. That's just what I am. I'm a magnanimous guy. These guys are winners. They have one draw, but tonight I said no bonus questions. We're not going to do that tonight. We're going to just keep it level playing field. There will be a winner decided tonight. So with that in mind, let's get cracking. First up, I want to introduce a guy that you know him, you love him. He's an ITM guy. He's a man of many crafts on this channel, hosts of Redboard Rewind, and you can also catch him walking aimlessly around Saratoga looking for somebody to talk to. Spencer Luginbuhl.
Hey, I just want to bring up something real quick. First of all, I'm basing the Southern California specialist again at a Southern California track. Have you ever heard of the racetrack called Saratoga instead of playing this track where it's the roulette wheel and the dartboard that we're going to play tonight?
Wow.
So you are our West Coast expert. And so I don't know what to tell you. You don't want to do West Coast tracks. Don't be the West Coast expert. Real sad turn of events. He is, of course, taking on his opponent, our good friend. He's got a little bit of a spiel to give you folks, because he has come up with a revolutionary idea. I have not heard of anything like this before. It sounds like a lot of fun, to be honest. I'm really pumped to check it out. Tyler Hoffman, you're writing trip notes for the Del Mar meet. I wish somebody thought about this earlier. Tyler, what is it? Can you explain to the good folks what you're doing?
Stu, you just set me up and praised me so well. It's embarrassing to get an introduction like that.
Hey,
first off, I need to say a couple things. Spencer, have you ever heard of a firm turf course? Do they even run on the turf over there in New York? Or does it just get rained out every day and we get mud on the main track? Because at Del Mar, we get fast and firm every single day.
It was you.
That's just out of curiosity. Stu, yeah, as you alluded to, yes, I am putting together trip notes. Unlike you alluded to, it is not a revolutionary concept. It has been around for 100 years before me. It'll be around many, many years after me. In fact, it might even be obsolete by the time computers are doing it for us. But it is something that I am doing for fun.
Never heard of them before. It just sounded
enjoying doing them for Del Mar. We had a great first week. Trip notes go for $10 a card. We can work on packages for weekends and stuff like that. If anybody wants to email me, just send an email over to hoffmanllctrips@gmail.com or hit me up on my Twitter, send me a DM, and we'll get you started with some trip notes.
Good stuff. I know you like to watch the horses run in circles quite a bit, so you know what you're talking about. We'll put it to the test today, my friend. Now, because our West Coast expert offline won the coin toss, he's going to go first. The first two races will allow you to go first in the last one. Spencer, you, my friend, lead us off.
So for this race, I'm going to start with number 2, Lieutenant Dan. For the race, it is race number 6 from Del Mar, optional 62 N2X, 5 furlongs from the turf. The number 2, Lieutenant Dan, coming off a long layoff. That race 2 back at the distance, a solid 96. This horse has been in razor sharp form and now comes off a long layoff. Not worried about it. See some good races off the layoff lines. This one for me. Steve Miotti, also very good, 28% off the long layoff.
All right. Tyler Hoffman, are you going to be Forrest Gump here? Or are you going somewhere else?
No, I'm so proud of Spencer because I don't think he took the morning line favorite. I mean, the morning line's not out yet, but I don't think Lieutenant Dan is it. So I'm just in awe right now that's who we landed on. Turf sprints at Del Mar. If I say the name Peter Miller, I think everyone in the country assumes he pretty much wins them all. He's got a 2-pack here, and the number 4, Love My Jimmy, and number 6, Commander. Love My Jimmy, I think, will take plenty of action because he sure looks like the speed of speed on paper. There's no doubt what the game plan will be. Try to wire them, going 5 furlongs. I kind of think Love My Jimmy is a little bit vulnerable. I think he's a little bit gutless in the lane. Doesn't mean I won't use him on my wagers and whatnot. My pick for the show is going to be Peter Miller's other brother, Commander, in this race. The jockey, Joe Bravo. Last time in the Siren Lure Stakes, encountered a bit of a tough trip, I thought. Kind of had to muscle his way out around the far turn, put in a good rally, and got tagged late by a really sharp runner from the trainer Richard Mandela Bar and Canderel. Today, I think this one sits back, makes one run, comes flying late, and hopefully gets the job done at the higher price of the 2 Peter Millers. That's race 6 at Del Mar, number 6, Commander.
All right, points time. Stern but fair as always. Tyler, you that was a nice little bit of shade you threw at Spencer there. You get a point. Spencer, however, picked Lieutenant Dan, and I'm a Forrest Gump sucker, so you get 2 points, Spencer. So you're up 2-1. Hey, increase your lead. What do you got here?
I'm going to go with the number 4, Eddie's New Dream, Mario Gutierrez and Cecil being the trainer. The Millar is the race that I think is going to be very key in this race. He ran second last time out against Fifi Farrow at 1 mile and 1/16. They cut back to 7. I like this one. Showed forward tactical pace, and I think that the cutback can only help here. It was the first time going 7 was also a nice solid third, kind of closing, even though it was close in less than 2 lengths. I think this one will enjoy the turn back to 7 furlongs.
All right, Tyler Hoffman.
Just so we let the viewers know, we're talking about Del Mar race 7 here, which is the Fleet Street Stakes. Al, this is where you're supposed to
Pick
give
3.
the intro for what the race is.
Late pick 3. That's what I kind of set it off.
Yeah,
but I trust that our audience is smart. I think you're smart, Tyler.
We know what he thinks. We know what he thinks of me. He's afraid to admit he actually finds
you're a human
fun and calls me a friend. Don't let him teach or tell you otherwise.
Friends lose.
Okay, back to the analysis here. So the red runner Fifi Farrow with Umberto Rispoli, who is the winner of that race, that Malaire Stakes that Spencer just alluded to, is going to take all the money in here. And there's no doubt she's very deserving. She's proven to be a nice runner here. She's finally woken up. Took her a little bit of a while to get going in her career, but she's on a nice trajectory. With that said, at Del Mar main track sprints, you want to be on the outside. The inside is a very, very tough post to win from. And as we saw in the first week at Del Mar, we hardly saw anything closing from way out of it. You kind of had to be in the first pack and preferably stalking 3 or 4 wide. So with that said, Fifi Farrow is going to take a lot of money. I think Fifi Farrow is going to be, kind of far back. We're going to have to, close and get to the outside. So with that said, I'm going to go to the outside run in this race. I'm Soana, who finished right behind Spencer's top pick in this race in Eddie's New Dream. I'm Soana last time. Good effort, just simply third best. But I don't think she really wants to go 2 turns. I think she's going to relish the cutback. I think she's going to have 3 or 4 length head start on Fifi Farrow. She's going to be on the right part of the track. And I think she's going to be a square number on the morning line. I'm anticipating somewhere between probably 5-1 to 8-1 range.
6-1 on the morning line, since the morning line's actually out.
There you go. I came up with the morning line without even looking at it, Spencer.
Okay, well, points time. Spencer, you got really aggressive there. It kind of freaked me out a little bit, and I don't feel safe anymore. So 0 points to you. And Tyler, I think I'm Soana won me some money one time, so you get a point. So we're tied
I
ball
wonder
game,
who gave
folks.
him I'm Savannah way back when. Your friend.
Maybe. Yeah, that's
Your only
questionable
friend on the
based
West
off
Coast.
this weekend. I'll tell you what. Last race 8, in this pick 3 sequence, the late pick 3. It's the last race of the day. Since we gotta double tap that. Tyler Hoffman, you were really excited about a horse in this race. You wanted this. Here you go.
Okay, so this is a sneak peek. This is my actual trip. I'm going to read it verbatim because I have been waiting for this horse to run since Santa Anita ended. I remember specifically where I was on this day and just how much I bet and how much this trip cost me. My pick in this race is number 7, Harbor Sky for trainer Sean McCarthy. This is my trip note. Out of the common race, this was probably the worst trip of the field. I like this one off of his debut tape and actually bet him on this day. I watched this race in utter horror as he missed the break, then was checked on the rail down the backstretch as he rushed to catch up. From the 3/8 pole, which is the far turns too, that's a little green and white pole in case you ever, are watching a race.
I don't watch him.
Yeah. The trip just got worse, was buried in traffic with nowhere to go and never had a chance, including on the gallop out. I remember turning to my dad at this race and all he said while shaking his head at me was, "Beer time?" And we went and got a beer. We are excited about this one running. We wanted to see this one stretch back out. We also wanted to see a jockey change, which we get to Kyle Frey. This one should be a big number on the morning line. Spencer, do you have that handy for me?
It's a good old 15-1 there. Good partner.
That's what I thought. So we're going to take a big swing with Harbor Sky in the nightcap at Del Mar.
All right, Spencer, are you going to pick something under 15-1?
I'm going to try to. I'm actually going to go for the actual winner in the race. Number 10, Donner Lake, Mario Gutierrez, Richard Baltus. Solid 61 first time out. 11-1 was what this horse went off at. If we see solid second time improvement, usually that's about 8 to 10 points. This one should be running a low 70 to high 60. I think that's good enough to get it done here on the stretch out. Was 6 by a length and 3/4. That's close enough to the pace for me. I think this one will actually end up with that sneaky running line, ending up in that second flight of horses, and we'll kick on for home for good old Mario Gutierrez.
What's he at, Spencer? 4-1, 5-1?
6-1.
Yeah. I don't think Spencer's ever picked a double-digit morning line horse in his life.
All right. If you girls are done yelling at each other here, look, this is a tough one because I think, Spencer, you made a nice case, a better case, probably, that I would be more inclined to back. I'm going to give you a point
right now.
I'm going to give you a point. I am kind of torn because, Tyler, you wrote a whole opus, a whole dissertation on a 15-1 shot. And while you're probably never going to get me to bet this horse, I appreciate the effort, and I'm going to give you a point because I reward effort. So we are tied.
Oh.
But no bonus round because I've got a new thing. Since last time, apparently a Royal Rumble question wasn't good enough. I've got a coin. Okay. So we've got heads. I don't know. We've got too much glare here. Heads, and we've got tails.
Or heads.
It's a bison. It's a bison, and I don't want to get canceled. So a head. Okay. I'm going to let our West Coast expert call it in the air, and we'll figure it out. Before we do, I just want to make sure, if you haven't checked out previous episodes, it's a lot of fun. It's quick. It's easy. Throw a comment in, throw a like, hit that thumbs up below your screen right now. Spencer, who you got on Redboard Rewind this week?
I got Brian Nato. It should be dropping later tonight. Super fun. Excited to have him on. Don't have a guest yet for this week. We're trying to figure that out still, but I did line up JK for Whitney week, so we got that looking forward to.
Beautiful. That's gonna be fun. Tyler, what's the email again if folks want to get more of those trip notes that you just passed out? Once again, didn't know they existed. Never heard of this.
Hoffman LLC trips at gmail.com.
Hoffman LLC at Trip.
I do have one. Like he did say they were 100 years old, and I'm pretty sure Bayer like was the one who brought them up in like the 80s. So I'm pretty sure we're not in,
I come from a long line of exaggerators. My point is they've been along a lot longer than I've been alive. Is that
It's
fair to say?
Hoffman
Are we okay with that?
LLC at gmail.com.
Hoffman
correct?
LLC trips at gmail.com. Don't
Hoffman
confuse people.
LLC trips at wow, you made it really easy to remember there.
LLC and everything.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. All right. And also Horseplayer Happy Hour. Check that out. Matt Bernier and Professor Plum. All right. I'm gonna let you call it. We will have a winner today, folks. All right. Call it in the air, Spencer.
I mean, his tails never fails.
And we'll get the winner to you next week on Around the Turn. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next time. We'll find out who won.